So this morning, hi,
Hi.
good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
Welcome
It's
back.
it's great to be back. Not gonna lie, I've missed entirely too much over the last several months now, but it's
Months,
wonderful to be
years,
back.
decades, millennia.
Millennia's, downright millennia's. I was on the pot this morning watching TikToks as I do, having my going to my morning meeting, and it was the first TikTok was top songs that went viral from Eurovision,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to sing it because I don't
Now,
want to get UCA'd. But
explain to me
um,
what Eurovision is.
oh yeah, yeah, Eurovision is the you're like it's like kind of like top. You remember Top of the Pops back like in London back in the day?
Nope. I'm
Eurovision
from
is
America, sir, and we left for a
illustrious you
reason.
are. We are no longer under their thumb.
That's right, buddy.
Um, Eurovision is a kind of like TRL,
Okay, that's a
where
little
they
familiar.
it's like Norway, Sweden, Germany, they all go and sing to a live audience, and it's how you find new great
It's
viral
kind of
songs.
like Oh wait, so it's not like America's Got Talent or what's the other one? What's the Kelly Clarkson
No,
came out of American Idol? Nothing like that.
it is not like that at all. As a matter of fact, there is a movie that is absolutely delightful. It's got Will Ferrell in it,
Right. I
called
remember.
Eurovision Song Contest: The Story of Fire Saga,
Okay. And is that
and
a
that's an accurate
parody of what it is?
comedic. Yeah, yeah, basically,
Okay.
that's it's a pretty. It's a comedic version. That's on Netflix, by the way, and that is a top tier movie. It's got some great songs in it. It's very musical, as you can imagine. But Rachel McAdams and plays Sigrid, and Will plays Lars. Um, there's a lot of really famous people in it too, like famous singers, Demi Lovato, that sort of thing. Um, that is a
Top tier, top notch comedy.
oh yeah, it is yeah, but it's this very like Sigrid and Lars are from like Europe or well, they're from Europe obviously, but they're from like Norway, so they have all like the common Nordic tropes, like with the way how they speak and stuff and what they're eating, and yeah, it's really really good. It's quite funny, but it's what you would expect from like a classic European songs, like super electronic, easygoing lyrics, just like classic like '90s European songs.
Right.
So but yeah, but there's a song on it, and they do on the TikTok. They I had to watch it several times, and now it's completely stuck in my head. For those watching and listening, I was doing our audio check to that song, and it's still stuck in my head. That and chowder, because Aaron likes to say chowder.
You like to say chowder.
Chowder. I
I like to say boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Spend the night together. Forever. Mm-hmm.
very similar style.
That's what I was thinking. That's
To
what I was
Eurovision.
wondering. That's what I was picking
Exactly.
up. Or what is the Vanga Boys?
I don't know.
That was like the Six Flags theme song forever.
I remember with the fake old dude.
Yeah, that's the one.
Did
Yeah, I
Martin
forgot
Short
about
play
that.
that old guy? Was
I
that Martin
don't
Short?
even remember. I just remember there was an old guy that was in the commercials that danced around a lot to
The
Vanga
Mask.
Boys. That was also around the time that I had my only music channel was the Box. Remember the
Mm.
Box?
Oh yeah, that's a thing. I don't. A lot of these people don't know
Channel 4.
Fuse and the box and
Yeah, Fuse
the
was used to be. I don't. Is Fuse still a thing even?
it's probably an online entity, but I doubt it's a channel anymore.
Yeah, that was about easily the best music video channel As
That's where I
far
first
as
heard
music
Sum
I liked.
41.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
Coming home from school before mom driving me to the compound where with the cult. And episode 3, guys. And yeah, seeing Sum 41 play Fat Lip.
Mm-hmm.
And then Smooth Criminal was the same day.
I think
Gorillas. Oh god, those were great. That was a great musical time when we were 16, you know?
and I think growing up, the only person I knew that had fuse at their house was Dave.
Mm,
Because Dave had one of those, his family had one of those big,
satellite things.
no, it was like a, well, they had the projection screen TV, though, like the big ones with the speaker was the base, basically, and then you had the
Hmm.
big, and it was a widescreen, too, which was kind of new before, like, before widescreen became the norm for everything. Like, everybody had the square TVs, and they had square big screens back then and everything. But yeah, he had a widescreen, he had that, and he had a satellite. And we would get fused there, and we would watch music videos at his house. But the box, that was interesting. That was I don't know if the we didn't have cable at that time. I don't think, but it was Channel 4, and all it was is it was a channel. All they did was played music videos all day. And what you could do was you could call a 1-800 number, and I think for like 250 or something, you
Like
could
that.
they would be streaming across the bottom and have like names of music videos and a number, and then you would like enter that number and you could request that to be played for 250. And as you can imagine, with the rise of LimeWire and YouTube, or YouTube, yeah, YouTube was the biggest thing. It kind of just died off because everybody had free access to these music videos whenever they wanted them. But that
Who's gonna pay
was
250 anymore?
right, exactly. That was I came across a lot of music, and that was the thing. Like it wasn't one genre. It had everything. Like so anybody could call and request anything on there, and so yeah, there was a lot of music I came across because of the box that I probably wouldn't normally listen to. But yeah, what was that? What was that Mary J. Blige song? Uh, no hateration. Holleration, hateration. Either way,
I remember.
we were
it
trying to
barely
figure
in
it
my
out
head.
the other day. I think it was Mary J. Blige. Either way, yeah, there was that was my childhood without
How many
MTV.
how many times did you pay money to have them play the Skater Boy
I
video?
never paid money on there. I
Oh,
never
that's
called
good.
in, never paid because this was I don't even think I might have had a bank. Oh, I don't know when I got my first bank account. I had a savings account for a long time, like Edco Credit Union, which I don't know if it's still Edco. I think it's something else now. But it was my mom worked for the schools, so family could open up a savings account, or you could open a checking or savings. But I was a kid, so I had a savings account with them for a long time. But no, yeah, that was I didn't have access to the parental's credit cards, and I didn't have my own at that point. I don't think I almost had to because I was
When you were
working.
working,
Yeah,
so I'm assuming as much.
I probably just didn't want to spend 250 on my. Uh, what was it? I'm trying to think if it was $6.50 or $7 when I first started working at Bebops.
It would have been 650 probably.
Probably 6.50, maybe even just six.
515. I mean, you remember when minimum wage was 515? It really
That's
hasn't gone up since then either, by the way.
that's
But
what it was at the time. It was 5.15. It went up in 14 years. It's in Iowa. It's been 7.50. That's been minimum wage for the last 14 years, which is crazy because as we talked about a little bit in the last. When I'm moving out to Portland in like a 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. Still blows my mind.
yeah, right.
But when I was working at Bebops, I remember our minimum wage was 5.15 because I went out to college in Oregon. I took a year off after high school and then went out to Oregon, and their minimum wage was seven. It was either 7.25 or 7.50, and we were at. I think we were still at 5.15 here, and then or no, because our minimum wage at the point was seven. I think it was $7,
25.
7.25, which has been the last 14 years, and out there it was $9. This in July this year in 22. The minimum wage in Oregon goes up to 14.70. In Portland, goes up to 14.75. The other ones are a little bit lower, maybe like 13 or 12 something. But either way, it's crazy the difference between two states, and the cost of living, like gas prices, commodities, they're not that different there. Like it's not. I mean, there's a little bit higher, but so I don't know. But enough about that. What do you come here for? We don't talk politics. We don't.
By the way, for those listening, that's not politics. That's arithmetic, and I don't want to hear it. All right.
You heard the man.
That is arithmetic.
I don't do numbers. Dang,
I don't do.
Speaking of numbers.
Speaking of songs in our childhood, I think we've brought this up before, but I only have a few very clear memories of our teenage years together, but one in particular is us sitting in the parking lot on Army Post Road here on the Des Moines South Side. So there was a Gordman's, a Hobby Lobby, a Arby's, and a Village Inn all right in one area. And there's a giant parking lot there. By the way, you could always tell who's a local to the South Side and who's not, because a local knows the proper lane to drive from Village Inn to the other side of Boardman's without hitting each other, whereas everyone else, they don't know the proper lane because it's based on the sewer cap, right? And you go on the side of the sewer cap based on who you are or what direction you're going.
Right.
But locals don't know that, so you gotta avoid them, or they'll take like the normal lanes. It's like nobody ever parks here. No, literally, this space with all of these lines, nobody has ever parked here. Ever. It's just here. Anyway, I remember driving, like just being in the middle of that clearing, and in the back seat with you calling 107.5, screaming, "Play me Skater Boy," at the top of your lungs on your Nokia cell phone, and the car's packed with like 9 people. And we just drove around forever until they finally played Skater Boy. And we were probably supposed to be in school.
Probably.
Damn it, we weren't.
Well, senior year I had 4 classes. I had everything cut up. I had 4 classes, and I had a 3-hour without classes around lunch. So I had a 4-hour break every day at school. So I was good. We may not have needed to be in school that day.
I was lucky that going to so many. Yeah, I was lucky to have gone to so many schools, because this was a time like you still had to like take your school records into school and stuff. Like they had computers, but the internet really wasn't much of a thing when we were kids. And all of my credits had to be sent from one school to the next, and I'm pretty sure I graduated high school with not enough credits, because there's certain classes that I never took.
You didn't need them.
I didn't need them.
You don't need no education.
Nope.
That's right, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of classes that other kids that was
like. What are you thinking? Like what's? Can you think of some of the classes?
Like some science classes. I was definitely missing 1 or 2 math credits. I was missing 4 credits of physical education. I think I had a double up on economics for like my social studies credits.
Right.
I had to take that. I had to take micro and macro economics to get that. But like, I definitely did not have 2 math credits. I definitely didn't have 4 physical education credits, and I definitely didn't have 2 science credits when I graduated. Like under what we needed.
No child left behind.
Because I went, yeah, right.
We won't leave them behind. We'll just push them through.
basically, yeah. I remember meeting my social studies, or not my guidance counselor one time when I moved to Des Moines. She's like, "You're really behind on credits. We're gonna have to get you in a lot of classes." And I said, Maybe you should just wait for the rest of my transcripts to get here from the other schools. And she's like, well, how many schools are there? I said, well, there's 3. She was, wait, what? And I said, yeah, there's 3 more coming. She's like, well, I already have 2. You have 3 more coming. You're a junior, right? Uh-huh. How many classes have you been to this year? Or how many schools this year? 3? Oh, okay. I think to like just screw it. Just put him that he's got the number. Let's move on.
You turned out to be a fine young gentleman.
I would say so.
I think you're doing pretty well for yourself.
You know, I went from showing flashcards to gangbangers to
what?
yeah. So there was a thing called technical. There was a class called technical math. It was held in the sub basement just above the swimming pool. And off like there's like this little back utility door that led out the back of the school near the auditorium, and down there in a corner was a classroom, and that's where technical math was. Well, I chose technical math because it like I figured is like something like not necessarily geometry, but like finding distances, and like as I've always assumed I'd have like a construction job or something, so it's like something like this would probably be valuable.
Right.
And it wasn't. It was addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It was like technically this is math. And
technically.
And just came up with that joke. I'm really proud of that. We didn't do anything. I was of course quite advanced in this. So
it's quite advanced not doing anything.
And so the teacher grabbed me after class. She goes, hey, can I get your help? And I said, sure. He was a shop teacher, by the way. And I said, sure. What can I help with? He goes, so and so back there, he's having a hard time. Can you like sit with him and help him out? I said, yeah. I was like, what do you want me to do? And he handed me a stack of flashcards. Oh,
you want me to be the teacher?
Okay. Yeah. So every day we would spend about 10 minutes talking together, where he would take attendance, and the rest of the time everybody would do like worksheets. And me and this kid sat in the back of the class, and we did arithmetic flashcards every day for 40 minutes. Nice kid. Right. I always thought it was he was a gangbanger. He drove a really nice Dodge. I remember his pickup was beautiful. Really cool guy.
Did he have a girlfriend?
Huh?
Did he have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. Because every thug needs a lady.
Every thug needs a lady. Nice work.
Thank you.
I can't remember his name. I'm trying to think. Really nice kid, but him and I we ended up becoming friends, and we had the next math class and then a second semester together as well. And we never hung out outside of school or anything, but he was really. We always give the smiles and nods and stuff. Yeah, I wonder what happened to him. He's a good guy. I remember he was so scary. Like, I would look at him as like, you gotta terrify people, dude. And he was really small. Like, he was like 5 foot nothing and weighed $150. Like, I wasn't scared of him, but yeah.
Oh man. Oh
huh?
Man. Oh man.
I started that year in algebra 2. Or advanced algebra, excuse me. Mind you, had already taken advanced algebra at another school. So I thought to myself, let's get an easy credit, Sweeney.
I don't know if I went.
Sheraton didn't have proper algebra compared to what Des Moines schools did. Let me tell you that much. Gosh darn it. I got out of there real, like, teacher came up to me and goes, you need to talk to your guidance counselor. I said, what about? It's like switching. Oh. And then I remember I missed an entire semester of PE because I just decided not to go because you guys all had that period off. and I got to make it up by going to weightlifting and bowling all in the same. My senior year, second semester senior year, I had weightlifting and bowling
Right.
in the year. It was like 2 of my 4 classes. It was a great year.
You know something weird?
Mm.
I still have nightmares about not having enough credits to graduate. I don't know where it comes
Seriously?
from. I like I said, I only had 4
Oh,
classes my senior year because I had everything. Like I had everything necessary to even like as far as college wise, I was set to where I'd be fine. All my credits were covered and everything. Just so I
mm-hmm.
only needed 4, and I still have nightmares that I don't have enough credits to graduate. Like I'm in my nightmare, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to graduate because I don't have enough credits.
Still.
Still, I don't know where it
And
comes
here
from.
I am walking around knowing I didn't have enough credits and graduated
Just
just
living your
fine.
life, just living your life out there. I'm over here having night terrors, and you're just out there doing your thing.
Well, maybe this new revelation will help subside your night terrors of not having enough credits to graduate high school.
What does my dream mean? Tell me.
Tell me.
Leave a voicemail on our anchor.fm voicemail option and let me know what my dream means. We are here today for more than high school stories, so
Like, comment, and subscribe.
like, comment, and subscribe. We are here to talk about something
The king,
that
the man,
Sean Patrick
the champ.
had decided we should do. I said, I miss you, I love you, I want you back, baby.
Nobody
And
knows
it's
the
time
trouble
for us
he
to record
sees.
together again. And it's cryptid time. It's been a while.
Yeah,
It's cryptid time.
it's been
And
a while.
who did you come, the king, the leader, the champ?
The champ.
Okay.
Champ is a American cryptid
Uh
that is some sort of sea creature. Some say it's similar to Nessie, the Loch Ness monster.
mm-hmm.
From what I can gather, it's much more of a sea snake that
Mm-hmm.
lives in Lake Champlain. Lake Champlain is right smack dab in the middle of the Adirondack. How do you say that word? Adirondacks?
Adirondack.
Adirondack Mountains up near Vermont, Montreal, New York. It's right on the border of New York, Vermont, and just south of the Canadian border, obviously, because Canada is to the north. So before we go into Champ itself, I want to talk about the region.
Let's talk about the region.
So the region, the indigenous peoples to the region would be the Iroquois Confederacy, right? The eastern guardians of the Iroquois Confederacy were the Mohawk, and the Mohawk had were like the eastern guardians of the the kingdom, basically, like all of the tribes inside of the Iroquois Confederacy. And they had sightings of this creature. Well, they have there's a legend of something called an onier, which is a dragon-like horned water serpent that was found in all of the Great Lakes, and was like it was a monster. It did eat people, capsize canoes, and all that sort of thing. If you made offerings to it, wouldn't kill you, that sort of deal. But the thing that always stuck out to me was there's something called the prophecy of the two serpents, which is a Mohawk legend. That before Europeans,
So I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, right? It's got like a very like Valhalla vibe. It's basically before Europeans came, Two hunters went over the waters because game was scarce where they were. They set out on a canoe trip. They noticed something glowing in the distance. They went over and paddled really, really fast to get there. There were two small serpents. One was gold, one was silver.
Oof.
Maybe one was Champ. The other one's the guy in the other Great Lake. I can't remember. What's the name of the sea monster in the other Great Lake?
The sea monster in the other Great Lake.
Yeah, can you look that up? I know
There
there's
was Mussy. There was Lake Tianchi monster. Ogopogo. Loch Ness monster. Mokele. Mimbe.
well, not Loch
Selma.
Ness.
Memphrey. Those were some of the other ones. Probably Mussy. Was that
Mussy?
it? Or Ogopogo. I know Ogopogo's a big one. I've heard of Ogopogo.
Yeah.
I can look it up here. Let's see. Actually, I think I clicked the link there. Yeah, Ogopogo. That's in British Columbia.
Yeah, that'd be it then. But yeah, basically, these people, they found these two snakes. They started feeding them mosquitoes and then chickens and then cows and eventually, or not cows, like moose and muskrats and raccoons, and they grow bigger and bigger and bigger and end up breaking out of its stockade pen, ate a bunch of kids whole, and then took off.
Been there.
So they, yeah, but so the legend is there, from a historical standpoint. The Adirondack Mountains were formed like 120 million years ago, something like that. Probably, I know it was like, well, what did I find? Yeah, so between 650 and 600 million years ago is when the continent started hitting one another. But from a topography point of view, so Lake Ontario is just west of Lake Champlain. Lake Champlain is by far and away not the size of Lake Ontario. It is quite small in comparison to some of the other lakes. But there is a really, really deep river called the St. Lawrence River. Its deepest part's like 250 deep, 250 feet deep, that goes up northeast into Montreal. And then from Montreal, there you can go south through a tributary and be able to, it's Richelieu River or something, be able to get to Lake Champlain. But over the eons, those lakes and those rivers would get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's pretty obvious especially when you just simply Google map it, that there is a cutout. Now, I think a lot of this is probably man done just because of Montreal. But it's pretty obvious the way the rivers runs, that where Montreal is now is a convergence of like 4 different rivers. And if you go through there, I mean, it's very possible that was a very deep area. And that these creatures could have started in like Lake Ontario or something, and then taken off and moved further east, and ended up in Lake Champlain where they settled. And then the sea receded, leaving them behind, and then slowly but surely got further and deeper, and populations die off because there's not enough food sources, yada yada yada. So like from a strictly quasi scientific level, I think it's pretty legit.
Possible. It's a possibility.
It is.
I personally, listening to the story told, take it as a cautionary tale, which is why.
By the way, Lake Champlain is 400 feet deep. It's super deep.
400.
Lake Erie is 210. To put that in perspective.
I'm taking it as a cautionary tale, which is why I never learned to swim. Stay out of the water. Who knows what's in there?
You shouldn't tell people that, Aaron. They're going to send you bad things.
No, that my not knowing how to swim is nothing. Other things are bad things. What lies below? We go back to that 5% of the ocean. Either way,
yeah.
So Champ, calling him Champ, even though it's Lake Champlain, that I had to look it up. I had to do some deep research to be sure I knew what his name was actually before I started. So I watched Monster Quest, and he happens to be season 1, episode 1. But Champ, also known as Champy, with IE or a Y, lives in Lake Champlain. There's been over 300 reported sightings. Sightings of Champy have described the creature as anywhere between 10 to 200 feet long, with an appearance ranging from serpentine to having the head that resembles that of a dog. That's the Sun Community News 2017. Others have speculated that it is possible such a creature does live deep in the lake and is possibly a relative of the plesiosaur, an extinct group of aquatic reptiles. Let's see. So some of the early stuff. I'm talking early. So the French cartographer Samuel de Champlain, the founder of Quebec and the lake's namesake, is often claimed to be the first European to have sighted Champ in 1609. So this is going back. I mean, however, this legend dates back to a fake quote published in summer 1970 issue of Vermont Life.
Yeah, because it wasn't actually, it didn't say I saw a sea serpent or anything like
Right.
that. It's like I saw a thing on
I
the
saw
river.
a large thing in the river. It's alleged to have documented Champlain is alleged to have documented a 20-foot serpent thick as a barrel with the head like a horse. This quote has often been repeated, but is in fact fake news. So Champlain, he did document large fish though. So part of what it said, there's also a great abundance of fish of many varieties, among others, one called by the savages of the country shofaro, which varies in length.
Wait, they say savages of the country?
That's what the his quote.
When was that article written?
No. This is Champlain. This is
Oh,
his documentation.
Got it.
Which
Savvy.
1970, the savages.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
Said the
Come on,
fish.
get your shit together, bro. Jeez.
Which varies in length, the largest being, as the people told me, 8 or 10 feet long. I saw some 5 feet long, which were as large as my thigh, the head being as big as my 2 fists, with a snout 2.5 feet long, and
Like a freshwater eel.
And a double row of very sharp and dangerous teeth. It is a body and shape very much like that of a pike, but it is armed with scales so strong and poniard. I don't know what that means. I should have looked that up. Could not pierce him. Its color is silver gray. Historians think Champ is probably a garfish. Class includes lake sturgeon, which lives in Lake Champlain today. Champlain's description of the creature sounds very much like a garfish, albeit much larger than usual.
Yeah, I mean, gars are. Have you ever seen a gar?
I have. Nasty
Those
looking
things
fish.
are terrifying. Those things are. If for those who haven't seen it, look it up. GAR. It's like the mixture between a crocodile and a swordfish and a bass, I guess, or like a catfish or something. Those things can get massive. But the American eel is in the Great Lakes. I know that. And they can grow a couple of feet, but they can't grow like to the extent that they're talking about.
That's why he's the champ, man. He's the top of the food chain in that lake.
I'm a champ, man.
In the 1878 translation of his journals, clarifies that shofar refers to gar or gar pike. So it is. That's what they're talking about there.
Gar me matey.
So there's been multiple sightings and by credible sources. I mean, that's 1819. What?
Well,
I was gonna do. There's like 3 more old ones. I got 3.
Yeah,
more old ones.
I know.
Go ahead.
Well, the big one I know is the lady. What's the lady's name?
Uh, Sheriff, no.
Sandra Manzi. Sandra Manzi has the really really popular photo
Oh, okay,
of
yeah.
Champ, taken sometime in the I think it was in the 70s, wasn't it?
77. Yep,
Yeah,
77.
and that's been most people have been able to refute her photo of seeing that it's just a log, but when you look at it, it's a super weird.
It's a weird
It's
log.
it's it's a weird log. It's very Loch Nessy,
Very Loch Nessy log.
very Loch Nessy log. But I find that to be pretty. That's really the photo of the hit, isn't there?
There's video from 2005.
What's the video like, Aaron?
Well, let's catch up with the older ones. These are because it seems like these people. These are the 1800s though. These all kind of took place early on, so
Mm-hmm.
could be dead now. Who knows?
Well,
Maybe
early on, 200 years after he was sighted.
right. An 1819 report in the Plattsburgh Republican entitled Cape Ann Serpent on Lake Champlain reports a Captain Crumb sighting an enormous serpentine monster. Crumb estimated the monster to have been about 187 feet long and approximately 200 yards away from him. Despite the great distance he claimed to have witnessed, it being followed by two large sturgeon and a billfish.
When was
That's
that?
1819.
Why don't they have that listed on the Bay? Maybe that's only for Bulwago Bay. So I'll continue after you're done with your story.
Okay. He was able to see that it had 3 teeth and eyes the color of peeled onions, which I don't. I mean, white eyes.
Silver white eyes. Yeah.
He also described the monster as having a belt of red around its neck and a white star on its forehead. 18.
Okay.
Okay.
Nobody's ever had any of those descriptions before. I mean, when if you see a fish with a white eyes, it usually means the fish is dead. No, not usually. That means the fish is dead.
So we're saying it's a ghost serpent.
Yeah.
1873 was a busy year for Champ. A New York Times story reported that a railroad crew had seen the head of an enormous serpent in Lake Champlain with bright silvery scales that glistened in the sun. Both the men and the monster parted ways at that point. In July the same year, Clinton County Sheriff Nathan H. Mooney reported an enormous snake or water serpent he thought was 25 to 35 feet long. Then in August, the steamship W.B. Eddy encountered Champ by running into it. The ship nearly turned over, according to the tourist on board. 1883. Oh, wait, no. We already did that one. But that's Sheriff Mooney. He claimed that he was so close that he could see round white spots inside its mouth, and that the creature appeared to be about 25 to 30 feet in length. Mooney's sighting led to many more alleged eyewitnesses coming forward with their own accounts of Champ.
So I think those are pretty reasonable. The one about the train crew, I don't really like that one much. I mean, if you've ever been on a lake in the middle of a sunny day, the entire lake looks like their description. Like the entire lake, like the silvery shine stuff. Like that's what a lake. That's what a lake looks like. Especially a lake as busy as that one, because there's a lot of commerce going on in Lake Champlain. So it's not like it's a still lake, right?
Right, no.
Like you just.
But they did say
it's like a lake on a windy day.
The head of an enormous serpent. It's all the head.
But didn't they say they saw like all these scales and stuff too?
Silver with bright silvery scales. It glistened in the sun.
That's the one.
I glisten in the sun on a good day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but not silvery. Yours is a different kind of glisten.
Yeah, it's pasty.
I was going to say more
dough
of a
dough that hasn't been baked yet.
Deep gold.
Deep gold.
Gold.
Big one, legend of Champ captured the interest of P.T. Barnum in 1873 and 1887. The famous showman offered rewards for anyone who could bring him the monster. Barnum offered a reward of $50,000 in 1873 for a hide of the great Champlain serpent to add to my mammoth World's Fair show. Another group sighting came in 1945 when the passengers of the SS Ticonderoga claimed to have seen a creature. Those were the ones that I found. As far as those were some of the bigger ones that there was reports and documentation of people saying they'd seen it. Recently, 2005, Champy reportedly can be seen in video taken by fisherman Dick Affolter, Affolter, and his stepson Pete Bodette. Hey, my name's Rob Bodette. We'll leave the light on for you. Pete Bodette in the summer 2005. Close examination of the images may be interpreted either as a head and neck of a plesiosaur-like animal, even an open mouth in one frame and a closed mouth in another, or as a fish or eel. Although two retired FBI forensic image analysts who reviewed the tape said it appeared authentic and unmanipulated, one of them added that there's no place in there that I can actually see an animal or any other object on the surface. One piece of evidence, though, not a sighting per se, is recording the echolocation from within the lake by the Fauna Communications Research Institute in 2003. Working as part of a Discovery Channel program, the group has concluded that the sounds they have recorded are similar to that of a beluga whale or perhaps an orca, but not of a known animal, and no dolphin or whale species have been previously known to live in the lake.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously none of those things. I think that goes without saying. I read that same bit too. I mean, suffice to say, it's a Champ's a sea serpent.
Mm-hmm.
A sea serpent, just the physiology of a serpent versus something like an orca or something like. So that photo, that Saint, what was her name? Chandra.
Sandra Mansi, Mansi.
So that was taken, and if I remember correctly, in the Bulwaga Bay area, which is at the southernmost tip of the lake,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a quite shallow lake.
Right.
But if it's a giant sea serpent, it would have a much easier time navigating those waters. I think, if I remember correctly, those waters are like 15 feet deep.
No deeper than 14 feet.
Yeah. So that would make more sense. I think that I mean, I'm not a cryptozoologist. I'm just a fan of stuff that's weird. But I would also, on the other side of that, I've seen sea snakes, and I've seen how sea snakes work. They always are on the. It's rare to see a sea snake not on just the top of the water. Like, them going through the water happens, but they don't. Like, it's just the wriggle, like the back and forth that they do. Like when you see a sand serpent. But for them to be able to like stop mid water, twist themselves up into this, like in her photo, and then stick their head out of water like that, like the kind of strength that an animal would have to have with no appendages, right? To be able to do something like that, I don't know. It just seems like something that's not possible from just our experience. Like a creature like that would have to be so incredibly strong.
So you never saw the 90s documentary Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo.
Yeah, I
don't remember who else is in it. Okay, yeah, I never saw it.
Movie.
It looked scary. I'm not a fan of sea serpents, so I didn't watch it.
I don't like.
I'm not a fan of water animals in general.
I have an unnecessary problem with everything that Jennifer Lopez does.
Ben Affleck, for one.
Benny boy, he's great. He can only do some wrong in my mind. For some reason, I have this unwarranted distaste for Jennifer Lopez. If I ever met her, I would be very excited and be very gracious. It has nothing to do with her.
And ask her to sign your copy of Selena DVD.
But it has everything. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I was forced to watch Selena so many times as a kid.
So good. So good.
Every single
So,
school year, we had to watch freaking Selena. I hate it. It's not
it's
good.
the history of the Spanish
I
language.
wow.
That is.
Aaron's allowed to
I
say
don't know if
that.
we ever. Yeah, I'm a quarter Mexican. I don't know if we ever watched it in Spanish class. I
We
don't
didn't.
think
I
we
know
ever
that
did.
would be a little. That's a little too on the nose
Yeah, I mean,
to watch
it's
Selena in
considering the
Spanish class.
movies in English. Yeah, it would be a little. Either way,
But I don't like the Jenny from the Block. That song still pisses me off.
I get it.
Pisses me off. But something that I do
What about
appreciate
Waiting for
about,
Tonight? Waiting for tonight.
but that she's not the only one in that song though.
I think she is.
Can you look that up?
Can you look that
I
up?
want to see. I want to see. I feel like that was not Mark. Remember when she was married to Mark Anthony?
I remember
That guy's got a
Mark. You
great
remember
voice.
Mark Anthony? Period.
I do. Meow.
Waiting for Tonight. Jennifer Lopez.
For sure. That
Yep.
was a great song.
It
I like
was.
those electronic style songs.
Club dancing. They had remix even. I bet that's even better. I bet I could dance to that even more.
Jenny from the Block is such a shit song.
It is. Most of her music was okay. Like I said, that the Waiting for Tonight era, that was more my. She had her hip hop area, yeah, but the club jams, that's where it was at, because sometimes you
Kind of like Cher,
like
Cher Club Jam. Cher is always solid.
Yeah, Cher, she knows how to throw it down for club songs, get a little remix in there, the beats and the
Jam, Cher
and
edition.
yeah, all of it.
Bam.
So anyway, a creature with enough strength to lift itself out of the water.
Also, would be a creature strong enough to knock the shit out of a big boat.
Right.
So they're still there. So not saying it's not possible, obviously, but
I did just to be fair, what was it? I watched a video the other day, and I even know it showed up on Instagram where it was a sea snake, and this thing was big. I shared one yesterday. I didn't watch it close enough. I was posting it before bed. I shared one yesterday on the story. I don't know if that one's real or not. I didn't watch. I was like just throwing stuff on the story.
I'm listening. I get it.
But there was one that I saw that was an actual video, and the snake. I don't think he got to the point where he was up on the boat. Like it was a raft. The guy was in a raft. The thing came up, and the guy's like, "No, no, no," and the snake just kind of looks at him. And then backs off and then swims away. He's like, "Oh, that was crazy."
That is crazy.
And that thing was, it was big and nasty. Beautiful creature, but I would not want to interact with it. So I mean, there's I don't know if it's coming out of the water and showing its head or anything, but it might have found a branch, just kind of lifted itself up and did a little peeky peek and. I don't know.
modern. Hey, little peeky peek. Modern evidence. Sonar is a thing now. Sonar is an important and cool thing. Monster hunters and this was in what's the date? October 2020. Some monster hunters were quote unquote left astounded by the clarity of an object. They were doing a sonar ping and found something floating 500 feet below the surface. That was hold on.
Hold up.
There it is. I think. Yeah, no, that's a lot. They caught footage of the Loch Ness monster.
Either way,
I was thinking like this is a .co.uk. He's like, this has got to be more Loch Ness. This can't be us. No, but there was another portion. The Katie Elizabeth in 2019 has sonar capturing it, and then they have like a sketch comparison to it. Katie Elizabeth Champ Search 2019. If you ever get a chance, guys, take a look. It shows a pretty clear line that there is 2 of them down there hanging out, doing their thing. You can also, if you want to learn more or have any involvement, there is the Champ Search group at officialchampsearch.webs.com. They have a whole fleet of 4 or 5 people. They got some stuff. They have some like spectrograms and echolocation and some pretty cool things. But I don't know. This Champ guy seems there's a reward out for him.
Apparently he's not one to turn himself in. He'll never turn himself.
He's on the lam.
This sea serpent's on the lam. Yeah.
But yeah,
there's some and it's, though I had never personally heard of Champy before.
Just Champ, not Champy.
Champy or Champy.
Right? Who's Champy? I keep hearing that because I know Champy's the name of Misgift's
the robot?
cat.
The robot from with the Antwoord movie?
Whenever you Google search
or is that Champy,
just Taheen pops up.
Is it Chappy or is it Champy? The one from
the South African one? I think that was Champy or Choppy.
Okay.
Choppy. There's Champy's World. Hold on. There's Champy's world famous fried chicken, and that looks solid. You know me, I'm a big fried chicken guy. If you're in the Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and the Daphne, Alabama area, you champify your next event with some Champy catering.
Speaking of fried chicken, KFC now has the Impossible Nuggets, and they are phenomenal.
I heard they're great. They have it in a sandwich
blew
too,
my mind. Just the nuggies. Okay. It's a little overpriced right now, and I think
how much is a little overpriced? Give me
like $1 a nugget, but that's in a basket. That's
not bad.
I mean, it's like $8.
10, 15,
you get like six nuggets, a fry, a drink for $8.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No. 12 is like 12 packs, like $15. Which in comparison to chicken, which we mass produce and they're super cheap, is like you get 20 piece for $5 at McDonald's or whatever. But no, they are beyond phenomenal. They are the best outside of Bootsy's fried.
Bootsy's fried frickin'.
Fried frickin'.
Right?
Yeah.
If you were in the Des Moines area, you need to go follow Bootsy's fried frickin'.
And
the next time he has his pop up, go. He's
phenomenal.
waiting until the weather breaks again. He's gonna throw another.
I was actually gonna message him the other day. I wondered about that. I put it on my page. I was like, "This is the best I've had outside of Bootsy's fried frickin'," which is true. Jay does a phenomenal vegan chicken substitute. But either way, yeah, check that out. Tatiana told me it's a limited time run. They're doing the Impossible Nuggets. Kind of like Burger King, they did the Impossible Nuggets, which were a nice break from the Impossible Whopper, but not great. But KFC's are top notch. It's the breading. It's those spices, those herbs and spices that get you addicted. They're all over these nuggets, and the casing. I guess it's not skin because it's vegan, but the casing of it reminds you of the fried chicken.
A natural casing.
So good. So freaking good. Champy, though, in modern day, he's like I was saying, I wasn't aware of him before, but he is the people of the area. He's a local celebrity. There is Champ Day. It's the first Saturday in August of every year. Vermont's minor league baseball affiliate is the Vermont Lake Monsters. They were originally the Vermont Expos and had their name changed to the Vermont Lake Monsters in honor of Champy.
Better name.
I like it. I would rather go see, even though the Expos, their symbol with the blue, they got the Blue Jay, right? That was one of my favorite symbols, baseball team symbols growing up. I don't know why. I love it. Either way,
weird guy.
I'm a weird guy. I got things my mind gets drawn to. Several nearby establishments use Champ as a logo, including a local car wash. So he is known in the neighborhood. He's not just Not just some random cryptid that nobody talks about. He's got his own day. So
Yeah,
he's
he's quite popular. So when you were asking what we should go about doing, I had considered doing something more obscure, but I figured for my first time back, let's do a big one that folks know about, and
it's obscure-esque. It's obscure-esque.
it's obscure-esque. It's obscure adjacent.
It was, like I said, first season, episode 1 of Monster Quest was America's Loch Ness Monster.
What was the name of the cryptozoology show on Sci-Fi with that really cool guy? I think his name was Josh. Hold on. Give me one Garstern second here there, bud.
My favorite quote in the episode, it actually just shows right at the beginning, is a guy saying, "The only thing that's missing is the body." all the stuff's there. The only thing we're missing is the body.
Somebody's not going on trial here, sir. We have the motive. We have the murder weapon. Oh, it needs the body. It doesn't work like that, sir. Destination Truth.
Okay, I remember the name. I don't think I ever watched it. I know the name, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Josh Gates, let me tell you, I am a fan of Josh Gates. And this man has made a career out of zoology. Destination Truth, Ghost Hunters, Expedition Unknown.
I've seen
Expedition Back to the Future. Plus, he's on other television stuff. That man...
Ghost Hunters International.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I saw him on Ghost Hunters. That's where I saw him.
He married his co-star from Destination Truth. You could tell there's a little chemistry there in the show. Mm-hmm. You could see the little chemistry. Really cool guy. He is like a modern day Indiana Jones. He is legit as hell, but he's it's fun as all get out.
Oh, there's a picture of lost relics of the Knights Templar where he's dressed up like, or no, the guy's interviewing's dressed up like Indiana Jones. It's got the leather coat, the blue button up.
That would be a fun thing to talk about. I would be down sometime to do a deep dive series into like we'd have to do it as a series into the Knights Templar.
The Knights Templar, yeah.
The Knights Templar from the Crusades, from them going full demon mode to the Holy Grail, the whole kit and caboodle.
We could do
the rise and fall of the Templars.
We could do, and I know Ryan would be down for this, an entire series dedicated to subjects from Indiana Jones. Just throwing it out there, because each one is...
Hold on. We're gonna get him on the phone really quick. We'll call him real fast.
Call him right now. Get him on the phone.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay. You better answer, you big jerk face.
I can't hear it ringing now. I heard it ring. I heard the first ring. Is it still ringing?
Yeah, it's still ringing.
He'll be down.
Yeah. He will.
But that's exciting. That's
you'll have to text the group and get his reaction and then screenshot it and put it on Instagram.
And we'll do a new trailer. Make a new trailer for the series. All right. Yeah. Well, we got this.
So before we're almost done for this, but I'm done on Champ. Do you have anything else you want to
add? Yeah, one last thing. So, although many people are skeptical of sightings, Champ is now protected by law on both sides of Lake Champlain, just in case. In 1981, Port Henry, New York, declares their waters a safe haven for Champ. In 1982, the state of Vermont passes a House resolution protecting Champ. And in 1983, in New York, both the State Assembly and the State Senate pass resolutions protecting Champ. So Champ if he's in there, he is protected by the people. He is protected by the government.
I think so. There were dozens and dozens of sightings of Champ in between 80 and 83.
Yeah,
We know between 80 and 82, a few in 83, a couple in 86, but then it really teetered off. 81, 82 was, especially 1981, huge sightings on that guy. So that probably is what prompted them to put it out there, because it's probably really hitting headlines then.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Thoughts? Does he exist?
It's like you say, there's only 5%. Yeah, I mean, that's a big lake, man.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think something like that, as many times as it's been seen. Sure. Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's say
Doesn't hurt me to believe that it does.
I think it's possible. I think there's a very real possibility that could exist within that.
Tell us down in the comments whether or not you think Champ is real.
No, seriously, please tell us.
Yeah, for those watching this on YouTube, first, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Second, subscribe.
And
if you don't mind, like the video,
love the video. If you could, I need you to love the video.
And then next to the subscribe button, there's a little notification bell, and if you hit that notification bell, whenever we upload a new video, you'll be able to hop on and watch it right away. This isn't something that we'll be posting on dozens of times, so we're not going to cloud your cell phone notifications or anything. But
yeah, I ain't taking that time. When we get a new episode, you'll know, and there ain't gonna be a bunch of mumbo jumbo in between each episode. You're getting
at least not yet,
the hottest, the freshest, the best episodes we can put out there for you, the listener.
And the reason why is it puts us in the algorithm for searches. So when people search podcasts, people search cryptozoology, our video comes up. The more we have engagement, the more ears and eyes get to see us on our podcast, and the more you're able to help us reach a larger audience. I mean, we do this because it's fun. We put more money into this than we make, and are definitely. Yeah, we're doing this because this is a great way for us to hang out as friends, especially with Aaron abandoning all of us to the west. I'm just kidding. I'm really excited for you to go.
I'm excited as well. I'm nervous.
What else is going on in your life?
That's
watching anything new, reading anything cool, listening to anything neat.
I've been super busy trying to manage time, getting stuff ready for the move, and making time for family to see everybody before I head out, and friends and family. Trying to spend as much time with family as I can. I was talking to Tatiana about this the other night. I have acquired different groups of friends over the years, and when each group wants to do their own goodbye thing, it eats up some time, but I'm excited. I've been really happy to see everybody. Excited. We're doing dinner at Chili's. Chili's, yeah.
For all of Aaron's friends out there, he's hanging out with his day ones.
Day ones. Right? This is
his day ones.
These are the OGs.
Soon. All right. The day ones are gonna have their time with their friend.
I'm
not jealous.
What were you? Junior year? Junior year? Yeah.
2002.
Yeah, junior year.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. Me and Ryan weren't really.
I'm still considered a day one piece of shit. All right, I see what you're getting at now.
Me and Ryan knew each other.
You're a real asshole.
Probably the oldest friend I still have that I hang out with would be probably Dave,
Paul.
But see, Paul I didn't really start hanging out with till high school. I don't think.
No, but I mean it's.
No,
Paul.
I hanged out with Dave in high school too. I'm trying to think if there's anybody from middle school that I still, because me and Ryan knew each other, but we weren't like close friends or anything until probably high school, until it was when we started actually hanging out. I don't know. I think Paul's been around. I don't know. You guys are all day oneers. We'll give you the day one because all my other friends left me from elementary and middle school, and I haven't forgot about you.
Freaking
losers. Even though you might be who was your first friend on my questionnaire of secret questions, I remember you. But no, actually one of them I still occasionally talk to via the Instagram, because he's got a full life, the family and everything, and we kind of stopped hanging out in high school and stuff, but yeah, we kind of reconnected the last couple years. But
You know what I was thinking about the other night? Oh, Ryan's calling me back. We're gonna answer.
Okay, let's make sure it's turned up fully and close to the mic.
Hey, you're on the podcast.
Oh, all right, cool. What's up?
So what? We're me and Aaron talking about subjects here about what we want to talk about next, and we wanted to get your live reaction to your thoughts on doing a series of all the lore based on the Indiana Jones movies.
The lore?
Like,
all right, yeah.
All right.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Is that
You're
exciting?
talking like Holy Grail and Ark of the Covenant and everything?
Yeah. The cities,
right.
Everything that leads up to it, all
Nazis.
the little things. Nazis, obviously. Because Nazis stole a
like,
lot of shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're talking about
They
doing
cover
like
most of it.
how it ties into Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Aaron
Right.
says it ties most of it, exactly.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm down.
All right. Down like Tony Hawk. What?
Down like a clown, Charlie Brown.
Down like a clown, Charlie Brown. That's Aaron.
Yes, I'm down like a murderous clown.
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown, yes.
Charlie. Okay.
I said
right.
it. I'm down.
All right, I'm hanging up on you now.
All right.
Goodbye forever.
Bye.
Not as excited as I hoped. I wanted more. I wanted screaming.
That's a
I
lot
wanted
for him.
crying.
He doesn't
I
get
wanted
as excited anymore.
I wanted, yes, let's record right now.
I think
I'm
think
leaving
he's
my
kinda
family
bitter.
to go after this podcast series.
I think he's a little bitter because he texted
because
podcast first, podcast always.
baby, you know it's podcast first.
I think it's there's like a bunch of extra Division 2 content coming out. I think he's mad that I didn't say anything about that.
Was it the group or you?
Just to me.
Oh. I played it more with him than you did.
Oh, you didn't?
When he restarted playing it, I did.
Yeah, from the beginning, it was just me and him.
Me, you, Ryan, and him. We all played. Me, you, Ryan, and Brent.
Yeah, me and him started though. And
No.
we put her out. We put the hours in ahead of it. Whatever. It doesn't
Now
matter.
he's talking about day oneers.
We're not. Don't need to fight over Ryan's friendship. You freaking.
No, I did a fight over how much.
You want to hear some bullshit? Battlefield
I don't know.
2042, some bullshit.
That is.
I'm taking. I said it to the group. I texted the group. So we're all big time gamers. We all play games. I tend to buy a lot of first person shooters at launch. And I texted the group because I'm taking a play from Aaron's book, and I am never buying a shooter at launch ever again. I'm giving it at least 2 weeks.
I'm gonna give you.
At least.
I'm gonna give you some solid advice here.
I'm listening.
Don't buy any game.
Any?
At day one, because.
Okay.
Remember Cyberpunk?
Oh.
That was the thing. That was
Yeah.
I was super pumped for it. I really wanted that game to be good. I wanted to I was really looking for it. I wasn't going to buy it day one because I won't buy games day one.
Mm-hmm.
I usually give it about 3 weeks, see how the reviews are, see how people like it, and see how glitchy it is. If people say it's good, because that's the thing. We were talking about that. I don't know if you were on when we did it, talking about the reviews on Battlefield 42 from the players, and there was over 1 million views, and it's all mostly negative.
Yeah,
because they do a rating system where it's highly positive, mostly positive,
so
negative.
So what happened on Steam with that is there was a Reddit hate thread for 2042, and they wanted to drive it to the ground right away. So a lot of those were that was a coordinated effort.
Right.
To make that occur, but nonetheless, it's
speaking to all my friends,
yeah,
it was
it's
warranted.
still a shit game. Yeah, there's 9,000 concurrent players through Steam currently. I mean, more people play the games that are 7 years old than they do the brand new game with all these cool maps and shit.
Yeah, Battlefield 5 was it 5 or no? Which one was Battlefield? Yeah, Battlefield 5.
Battlefield 1, then Battlefield 5, and then 2042.
Okay, because I remember they gave out Battlefield 5 for free slightly before the release of 2042, so I'm sure
And we played that a lot.
everybody's playing 5 right now. And then you look at the stats, it's crazy that everybody's playing that instead of 2042.
Even if it weren't for the connectivity, so the issues with the game from a technical perspective, the map design is absolutely magnificent, but then they load it too much with artillery and equipment. Like you can't walk more than 10 feet without something shooting you or running you over. And there's such a huge skill gap in that game that it just takes one or two people that go home and fiddle themselves with their helicopter controller that they hook up to their $6,000 PC to shit on 15-year-olds and afternoon warriors like us with lives. It's all it takes. It just takes one guy in a little bird that
Oh
really
my
knows what he's
gosh.
doing in order to just ruin the day.
Any that's any version of Battlefield. Well, some of the older
And yeah,
Battlefields, you got a guy that was good in the helicopter. That's like the entire game. That's the only person you're dying to. It's the person in the helicopter that actually is flying
guy
it
who
well and
goes
everything.
148 to 3.
Which is why I like Battlefield, and I'll probably buy Battlefield 2042 when it's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I just the game. I don't like how often I die.
Nope.
I like that you come right back, but even that's not even true though, because I do like Battlefront. I love the Star Wars Battlefront games, and you die relatively consistently. But I think more because of the theme, I enjoy the Battlefront games. But
Well, it was less serious of a game.
right,
And there was no chance of being res, so you weren't looking for the revive.
right,
And I think that had something to do with it, like from a psychological standpoint. But you're 100% correct, because like in this game, they made the ability to get resed easier, because you can res your squad mates no matter what your class is, and then there's still a medic class that can res anyone.
that's kind of dumb.
However, it's like you can put as many classes as you want, but if somebody's not doing it, then it doesn't matter. Like I can't tell you the number of times I'm solo playing 2042. I die immediately next to my squad mate. I click E to yell out, "I need a res." It shows up on their screen. Your
Right.
squad mate's down and he wants resed, and they just sit there ADSing through their sniper rifle, and they don't even look at you. Like, and so then you spawn and next to them, and then they get shot, and you know what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I'm not resing you, bud. And then it just breeds a bad attitude. But that plus like overpowered equipment, maps that shouldn't have equipment on them. They don't have an infantry only mode. The battlefield portal, which was the biggest thing, right? Being able to take all of these different games and being able to create your own battlefield world based on the specifics that you want. You know, Battlefield 5 versus in Battlefield 2042 cars, or snipers only, 64 v64 snipers only, stuff like that. Except that it doesn't progress you in the game. You can go play those all you want, but you see no progression to your weapons or your points. So why bother if it doesn't do anything? Because that's how they've conditioned us. We no longer play games because they're fun.
I need a reward.
We play games for loot and progression. That's why we play games now.
Right.
So, like, God forbid we play something for fun anymore. But the second I jump into a portal, I'm like, this is a waste of my time. Every minute I'm sitting here doing this, I could be leveling a gun. So, yeah, shit game. Finished The Expanse on Amazon Prime last night. Season 6 is done. The last episode in the series. Season 6, episode 6.
Is that the end of the series, or is just
End of the series? Yeah, series is done now. Started on Sci-Fi, failed on Sci-Fi early. Prime picked it up, invested money into it, and it took off. I wish they did the same thing with Night Flyers. Night Flyers was a really cool sci-fi show on Sci-Fi that never really took off after season 1. If you're a reader, pick up Leviathan Wakes. The 10th anniversary edition just came out. Amazing book series, beautiful book, by the way. But it's the Expanse world it's based on those books. Yeah.
Cool. I don't think we watched half of Don't Look Up.
How was it?
It's all right. It's not super good. Let's put it that way.
I
Like,
liked it, but
there's
I
still an
didn't.
hour left of
Yeah.
it we got to watch, and it's not necessarily sucking me in. There's some funny parts. Jonah Hill is great in it. I love Joey. He
He
plays
gets
a good
better.
ass.
He gets better.
So, but no, we did that. Season the newest season, The Witcher. We finished that up. That is
Trash.
still so. What? You didn't like the newest season?
I didn't like the writing. I thought the writing was mediocre. I appreciate that they used portions of the books and the comics for different things, but they made Geralt a secondary character. They did Yennefer completely incorrectly. They made Yennefer like beat up and worn out way too many times. They made her way too conflicted. She's much more of a black and white character than that. And the writing was dog shit. That season 2 is like writing a young adult novel. This is what we're going to do next. Okay, Geralt. Okay, Yennefer. Like it was trash. At least it was linear though. I'm glad it was linear compared to the non-linear point that they made in season 1. Like I said, I like that they did stuff from the book. I thought that was cool. Each episode had something from a comic, something from a book, these little Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
The writing was dog shit. The only thing that carried it was that you could tell that Henry Cavill as Geralt was really like he carried it. He made me want to go back because whenever I saw him on screen, I got happier because he plays Geralt so freaking well because he knows the series and knows the books. But like it's just I don't know, they're pissing me off. And they keep teasing the Wild Hunt. Like the Wild Hunt is like that's like Avengers Endgame in the Witcher universe.
Right. I think
And they
that's why
keep
they're
like
saving it.
well, stop fucking teasing it. Like these aren't White Walkers. Like they don't come and go. It's the Wild Hunt is either there or it's not.
Oh,
So
it's coming.
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna end it.
The hunt is
Well,
coming,
we
bro.
thought that in season 1 too.
Well, we actually saw the Wild Hunt though.
We saw him in season 1 too. We saw him from a distance. It's just trash.
Seeing him.
Right. I think
the Baba Yaga is loose, my friend, and she is ready.
Also, the Wild Hunt, the way they're made, is the way they're. I don't know. It's just the lore behind it's shit.
I have not read the books. I've only played some of the video game, and I haven't read any of the comics.
Video games. There's
games.
Several.
Oh, let's be honest though.
The Witcher 3 is
the best one. Yes, yep. That one could be easily one of the best games ever made.
It is the best game ever made.
There you go. See, next to Skyrim. Yeah. From my point of view,
look, Skyrim
as someone who hasn't had all those things,
all right, especially on consoles.
I don't
Witcher
remember.
3 had a perfect release.
I don't remember. I didn't get a.
You remember not being able to use Creators Club for console? Sony had to wait an extra almost year for DLCs for Skyrim before.
What are you using DLCs for?
Oh yeah, like you didn't play the Hearthstone DLC or Hearthfire, whatever.
Who did it?
No, yeah, we all played it a year after release because of the shit release of that stupid game.
I played it because I didn't get a. That came out before Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. Because I had a PS3. I didn't buy a PS3 until. Is that right? No.
We're
on the PS5 now, aren't we? Yeah, PS4 I bought at. So I did have it on PS3. Never mind.
Yeah, you did. We played it together at the old place.
We did. We had great times. Great times.
No, it's fun.
This whole thing clears up. I think we should settle down and get an apartment together.
Okay.
I miss you.
It's not
I miss
a
your
story
must.
walk up again.
I miss your touch. I'm so champy.
But yeah, no. Tell me, I am genuinely interested in what you guys thought of the series. So
we enjoyed it. So far, we enjoyed it. My only complaint is I had wished there had been more beasts, more
action.
You have the last episode, but there's not much. And it did. Like you said, it just didn't. It wasn't very actiony this season. There was a lack of action. The script, whatever. The plot's good. Script's whatever. But I don't know. It was enough to keep me engaged and wanting to come back to watch the next episode. But yeah, I'm much like you. I am ready for the Wild Hunt to show up.
He definitely wasn't the butcher of Blaviken. He was more of the bitch of Blaviken in this season. I scripted that, by the way. Oh,
Shook. I am shooketh.
but I mean, that being said, it was still. I mean, it was the production quality was there. It was
Oh,
the
yeah,
production
it's
wise was
great.
great. I still watched all the episodes all the way through. I didn't. I don't know. Yennefer pisses me off in the books anyway, and then
How could she not?
she's such
Hurt my baby.
Damn it, she's such a good character. They don't explain child of. I heard this. I was somebody that I work with mentioned this, and I thought it was a really valid point. Is they don't do a good enough job explaining what a child of surprise is. And I think if they would have done a good enough job explaining that, I think it would have.
I thought they explained it well in the first season. Tell me what for the uninformed. What is a child of surprise?
So it's the law of surprise.
Right.
The law of surprise is I don't have payment. Okay, well you can pay me in a surprise. Well, someday I'm going to come back, and I'm going to want what's owed to me. All right, that's fair. So it's like a loan.
Right.
A child of surprise is the basically in this particular case it was that gift or that payment. So Siri being a child of surprise does not make her fancy, does not make her special or anything like that. That all has to do with her lineage and her bloodline.
Right.
Blood. It's elder blood because she's part elf. It is it's just the manner in which she was they were able to capture her payment for her, or that how Geralt was able to capture payment for his job that he did. It's an old-timey way of it's like a loan basically. Hey, if you do this for me, I'll if you give me one burger today, I'll pay you 2 burgers tomorrow. So kind of the same deal.
Child surprise.
Shasha.
I don't know. Check it out for yourself. See what you think. Let us know in the comments.
Please watch it so they make more.
Yes, please do, because that is.
I'm waiting for bated breath for season 3 already. Anyway,
when's the new Punisher season coming out?
I don't know. I never watched any of the Netflix Marvel movies.
You didn't like that?
I don't like the MC. I don't like the Netflix Marvel universe very much. I watched some of the Punisher. I thought that was my favorite of them. Luke Cage. I watched all of Luke Cage and loved Luke Cage. That was great. The rest of them, Jessica Jones
Daredevil?
and all those guys are just trash. I don't like the acting. I don't like the storytelling.
No Daredevil?
No, definitely not Daredevil. I tried watching Daredevil just based on everybody else's feedback on it, and I just can't. I couldn't do it.
Hey, people be people. We like what we like.
Yeah, I just it was too like USA Network style writing for me. It was too easygoing. I mean, everybody knows that USA definitely has the best. What's the
sci-fi?
A listener or a podcast, his favorite show comes from USA. Can you guess what show that is? Not Monk.
Oh, then it's not registering because that's the only show I know from USA that's any good. I still watch. If Monk shows up on TV, I don't change the channel.
He's gonna hate me for not knowing who. Oh yeah, that's it. Psych.
Oh,
Scott.
Psych. Yeah.
Scott's favorite series is Psych. Psych is a delightful.
I was pretty sure Ryan liked Psych a lot too.
Oh, I'm sure. Psych is top tier. Another great USA Network show back in the day, Burn Notice, Bruce Campbell.
I don't know I don't think I ever watched that one.
Burn Notice, Jeffrey Donovan, Bruce Campbell. Yeah, it was a spy gets burned. He takes up residence in his old stomping grounds in the Miami area, and he helps locals with their problems. And
like burned by fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bruce Campbell was basically plays like his handler, and it's amazing show. Amazing. Burn Notice.
I added to the list.
It's wow, what a great show. But yeah. Wordbird.
Wordbird. Let's throw out our socials.
So we have we're on all socials at WDTP Podcast. Catch us on Instagram, Spotify, Anchor. Thank you, Anchor.fm for being the first place that we learned to throw out our podcasts and helping us
Making it pretty
uh,
easy.
making it extremely easy and helping us reach a wider audience through all the other streaming services. Thanks to YouTube for not copyright striking us and taking us down. Thank you for. We have 3 videos and we have some views. We're in the double-digit views
Double-digit views
already.
and that's
I was surprised.
Yeah. I think the more we put out there, the more it will grow. I talked about in this just uploaded the last episode yesterday and today, audio and video. Spotify does have the option now for video podcast. We are going to delay that for doing that. We've got one up there last 2 episodes ago. The video is up for that. They do not monetize the videos. The only reason we have any type of funding coming in is either through Patreon or Anchor FM through ads. And the only ad we have is the one we record ourselves for Anchor. So that's, I mean, it's not a lot. We get funding through that, but so I wanted to keep it where we get at least our minimal amount of funding. Just so we have some money coming in which I talked about Ryan with the other day, saying we could probably use a video editing software now. Just try and clean everything up. For the most part, I mean, it's good to go with the videos we record on here. We use OBS to record Discord, our conversation, and then it just upload the video. I'm sure there's some things that could be audio maybe, or certain the end and the beginning could be switched around stuff. I'd like to add maybe an intro or something different with that, but either way, we'll still be putting out the audio there. We'll have all of our things are on YouTube and Patreon. We'll be uploading. You can watch them at either place. Patreon just has a link to the YouTube, which you can watch it in Patreon on the Patreon website. But
or you can just go to our YouTube and subscribe,
like us, follow us, and like Sean Patrick said earlier, if you can, put the notification there. And that goes for podcasts too. We don't upload a lot of individual stuff. It's usually full episodes are all we upload, and you can get notified when we release a new one, listening to us, telling your friends about the episode, about the podcast. You hear an episode you like, share it with a friend, click the share button, just copy and paste it into a text or an email or on messaging, Facebook.
Twitter.
Yeah, share us, please. Let people know we're doing this. We enjoy doing it.
A couple seconds of your time doing that means the world to us. So if you could, we'd
really
be eternally grateful.
Yeah. Like I said, it helps us with the algorithms, so we pop up more too, and when we got new episodes, we'll show up more in your feed and stuff on everything. But yeah, we're either on there as WDTP or WDTP podcast. I'm considering dropping the Facebook. I've noticed it's just not. Facebook's kind of dying off. It's just I went on to even going on to like there was a meme page I follow on Instagram, and one post had like 32,000 likes, and then you go on Facebook and the same post had like 30 likes. It's just like people aren't using Facebook like they used to. I don't think.
Thank goodness.
Which
Metaverse is coming.
Right. I was off there for a while. I reopened an account just so I could run a Facebook page for WDPP, and I think we get like engagement is like I usually see how many people see it. It seems like 1 or 2 people see it. It's just like it's not getting us out there. No, it's not making us more visible by being on there, I don't think. Yeah. But yeah, if you could, Patreon is an option for helping us make this podcast, helping us fund the things that we buy in the podcast. As little as $1 a month, you can have a Patreon subscription. helps us. We do put Patreon exclusive material on there. There's things that you can only listen to on Patreon. It's usually sections of the podcast that are good, but not necessarily go well with the actual podcast itself, and it cuts back a little time. We try and keep it around an hour for each episode, just so it's something easy to listen to. You can get through it. But yeah, Patreon is a great way to support us, and Anchor.fm also has the ability to do one-time donations, and it has voicemail. You can leave a voicemail, tell us what you want to listen to, what you want to hear us talk about, and we can include the voicemail in the actual episodes. But either way, I think that is everything. Thank you so much for listening. Glad to have SP back in the studio with us recording again. It has been too long, and you definitely
And then
bring
next
your
time
own flavor.
we'll get all three of us on here to start our party with the Raiders of the. What's the first Indiana Jones?
I think it's Razors of the Lost.
No, it's Temple of Doom. Not Temple of Doom's the second one.
I think Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then the last one's the Last Crusade. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to go through and watch those again. And there's a fourth one. Don't forget about the fourth one. All right, I love that one. Shia LaBeouf is a delight in that. I'm sad that he won't be in the newest ones.
Some of us are sad. Some of us are.
He is delightful.
What's the opposite
How dare
of
you
sad?
speak otherwise?
He's got some good movies. Peanut Butter Falcon, solid film. Loved him in
Holes.
that. Holes I never saw.
Great film.
Disney. Is that Disney? I think it's Disney.
No, yeah, Disney.
It's probably on Disney Plus, so probably
great one. Great one.
All right.
You'll also notice one of the kids in it's in The Witcher. So
enough about Shia LaBeouf. It's time to say our goodbyes.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.